Welcome in to another Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. My name is Gabe Anderson, joined, as always, by Chris Emerson. Chris, how we doing?
Hey, man, we're doing great. Like, every day I remember we have LaMelo Ball, and I just can't get over it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be more excited if he wasn't driving in the icy roads with that November homestand that we got coming up. But we'll talk about that in a second.
I think he hired a driver. I think I heard that.
That's good. That's good. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll drive LaMelo around, although my driving record isn't fantastic, but it's probably better than his.
Better than his,
for sure. Anyway, before we get going, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 700 subscribers, and if you're on Spotify or Apple, give us a 5-star rating and comment. What are you most excited for this season for the Wolves game-wise? Like, is it Christmas Day? Is it the KG Jerzer retirement? Let us know what's most important to you. And also, you can comment on Spotify as well. We'd love to hear your comments. Anyway, the Wolves announced their schedule this week. And, you know, I was kind of disappointed. They just kind of, like, tweeted and they're just like, here. Do you remember the videos from the past? Like, where they had the glass bottles breaking and a little bit of creativity. The NFL does that. Where was the video this year?
You know, maybe they're reshuffling the media team or something like that. I don't know. Like, you'd think with A-Rod and Laurie, they're kind of big on the little things to get attention for the fans. You'd think that they would have made a big deal about it. Yeah,
and that's it's almost like league-wide. Like, I saw a couple of them. Maybe that just wasn't the MO this season. Maybe it had to do with the LeBron thing holding everything up, where it's just here, you've been waiting for it, here you go, kind of thing. So I don't know. I wish I was expecting a video. That's why I was so surprised when it's just like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, here's a PDF.
It's almost like when a network loses faith in like a TV series. And, like, you know, it's not going to be renewed for another season. So they're just like, here, on Netflix, here you go.
Yep.
Here's the rest of it.
Yep.
Enjoy it on your own time. Anyway, so on today's episode, we're going to go over the schedule. We're also going to get into 3 teams that we really like next season, kind of under-the-radar teams, not like, you know, the Sixers or something like that. It's going to be under the radar, and then 3 teams we really don't like. But some stats about – We won't go too deep into it, kind of like what we did last year. I feel like last year was a little overkill. But the Wolves, just in general, 27 nationally televised games. Let's go over the top.
I think that's one less than last year. Is that right?
I believe one less. But, hey, here's the thing. You make the playoffs, they're all nationally televised.
True.
So who really cares in that aspect? So the top teams at 34, you have the Sixers, Lakers, and Spurs, and Knicks. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Makes total sense. Then you have the Thunder.
Okay.
Makes sense. Then you have the Nuggets at 28. The only one that's a little bit is the Warriors at 28, but they still have Curry. And the other thing, they play on the West Coast, West Coast. So you got to put someone on at night.
Right. And they've got a huge following still. I'm sure they've got a huge TV viewership following. So that makes sense.
I mean, they won a championship, 3-4 years ago still?
Yeah.
I mean, the Curry era is still there. It's still kind of holding on. They still got Draymond. Jimmy is still there. By the way, unfortunately, we'll get into it. When the Wolves do play the Warriors the first time at home, I don't think Jimmy's going to be ready because it's it's in October.
Surprise, surprise. Jimmy missing a Timberwolves game.
He dodged us again. Some of the other ones behind the Wolves, you have the Heat at 25, which, I mean,
that's fine.
Giannis. The Mavericks at 21. I think that's a big Cooper move there. It makes some sense there. The Rockets at 21, Pistons at 19, Cavs at 17, Pacers at 11. And then the teams with the least amount of nationally televised games, the Bulls at 3, and then the Nets, Grizzlies, Bucks, Pelicans, and Kings at 2.
Do the Hornets have 1?
They have 6.
Okay.
Actually, up from last year.
Interesting.
They had 3 last year. Now, not including, the play-in game, which doesn't count and stuff. But, yeah, they have 6. So maybe LaMelo was the problem.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, let's kind of get into it. October, I'll just kind of run through it. Away, you have the Heat, Magic, Cavs, Spurs on a back-to-back. By the way, just like last year, 2 of the games with the Spurs are on a back-to-back. Home, you have Toronto, Warriors, Clippers. But what I love about the start of the season, first of all, 4 road teams from the East, but the start times, the first 4 games, 6:30, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You cannot tell me that we're not moving to the Eastern Conference when Adam Silver throws us that bone to start the season. Come on.
I like the digging deep. I like that reading the tea leaves. That might be it. I mean, last year these would have been 9:30 games, even if it's the Heat somehow. So
yeah,
maybe you might be onto something.
And that's another thing about the nationally televised game. I mean, they're great, like playing on Christmas. Like, it's going to be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
But some of these games, if it's a home game, I'd rather just play Houston at 7 rather than 8:30 at night. For me personally, and I think a lot of people.
I personally would like 0 nationally televised games.
It's just under the radar?
Well, I just want to know where I can watch the game.
Yep.
I don't want to have to look around at a bunch of different apps. I don't want to have to buy a $5 day pass from Tubi or something to get ESPN.
Yep.
I don't want to monkey around with all that. I just want, DAZN to give me my basketball and keep it moving.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, we'll mention the Hornets later, but credit to the Hornets.
Yes.
They put every game on just local, like, broadcast TV. In fact, you may be able to see it on the screen. I'll put it up there. It says everyone can watch.
Yep.
Which is, I think, what every team should do, because you want everyone watching your game. I don't care how much money. You're going to get that money back.
Oh, for sure.
Jersey sales and interest in the team. Now, I get it. The Timberwolves, there are a lot of, eyes on them. Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and maybe the Hornets don't have as many eyes. But I think, I don't know. For me, and I've said this, just make it accessible.
Well, I would have to see what the contract is from DAZN. I'm guessing it's not very much. So, what are you going to make, an extra $1 million? No, give it to everybody. I think the Suns did it 2 years ago.
Yes.
And their owner even bought something like 10,000 rabbit ear type antennas and was just handing them out in the parking lot of the stadium. Just
good.
For anybody who needs one, come here and grab one so you can watch it. I mean, that's what you need to do everywhere. I'm fully on board with getting rid of these all these streaming services.
Oh, I'm totally with you. Make it as easy as possible, and not only make it as easy as possible, like you were saying, give the people how much do antennas cost?
Not enough for
Matt Ishbia or whatever.
Not enough for a billionaire to worry about it.
Exactly. So let's go to November, and this is where we get the very favorable 8-game home streak. So away we have the Rockets, New Orleans, Thunder, Kings. At home, we have a lot of teams. We have Milwaukee, Jazz, Mavs, Chicago, Blazers twice, Knicks, Grizzlies, Nets, Grizzlies. I mean, that's favorable right there. In fact, let's take a look. I think I have it here. Let's take a look at the actual home streak, which the Wolves need to get out to a good start this season. I think particularly in the Western Conference. But yeah, so here I'll read off basically what the whole home 8-game is. So the Jazz, who are going to be better.
Yep.
Dallas, who knows? Chicago should
trash.
Portland on a back-to-back pretty much. The Knicks, tough. Grizzlies, Nets. Julius Randle comes back to town November 23rd.
Nice.
So yeah, that's basically the home stretch, and then they have OKC, and then they have the Grizzlies. So they're back. So really 9 out of 10.
Well, like you said, it's important for us to really get going well, and I mean games like that versus teams that are hurting in the backcourt, like the Nets, the Grizzlies. These are the Bulls, even the Mavericks. These are good things for Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball to really get cooking, really get moving, really moving the ball around, really getting the offense flowing. It's going to take a while for everything to click, and that's a perfect time to really work out some sticky points.
So not surprisingly, right after that starts it starts in November, then it goes in. Not actually too rough, but definitely a road stretch. So you got the Kings, Blazers all on the road, Clippers, Suns, Jazz. So not really
that bad. A lot of
bad.
wins. That's a lot of wins right there.
And but I will say, in between there, between December 2nd and 12th, the in-season tournament.
Okay, so stuff can change.
So stuff can change. So it's not really a road, like they could be at home somewhere in between. But yeah, not a bad stretch. And then you got the Lakers twice. The that's at home. Suns, Bucks, and then of course Christmas Day, which I mean that's the first time in Wolves history there will be a home Christmas game at Target Center. And what's great for me, which I'm trying to go with my family to the game, it's in prime time. Like it's the prime time game.
Nice.
I mean, what's your reaction to having finally a home game? Does it really get you going, or for you is it just more another game?
Just another game. I mean, when you watch them all, like I probably catch 80 of the 82 games or something like that.
Right.
Like every year, it's just another game. I will say, up until December 25th, there, like we should be sitting top 5 for sure in the West, if not better. That's a pretty favorable beginning of the season. So we might be rolling pretty nice by then.
2 big games at the end, December 28th against Denver on the road, and then at home, actually on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Against Denver on December. Let's see if I have any morning notes.
3 p.m.
on November. Like I said, Randall back in November. Oh, wait, sorry, that's November. Also Towns back in November as well. The Lakers twice at home. We're done with the Bucks early, so they get that little border battle done early on. 2 games in November, or 1 game in November, 1 game in December. All right, January is where things get real. So let's just go through it. Pacers on the road, back-to-back with the Spurs at home. So we're going from Indiana to the Spurs. Then we got the Rockets on the road, Toronto on the roads, the Wizards on the road, who will be better, at home against Cleveland, Chicago on the road, 76ers on the road, Knicks on the road. That's the MSG game. That's on Peacock at 4 p.m. Interesting. I think that's MLK Day, I believe. January 18th, that's MLK Day? No.
No, it's February.
Oh, February. Okay. Well, it's someday. And then home against the Rockets, Spurs on the road, Pistons on the road, Grizzlies on the road. That's a back-to-back. Denver at home. And then, of course, everyone's pumped for this. Naz Reid comes back Friday, January 29th. And then January 31st is the Suns at home. That's a 5 p.m. start. Interesting, a Sunday 5 p.m.
That's a little rough month right there.
Yeah, it really is. It's a tough one. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, you got the Pacers, Rockets, Raptors, all playoff teams, 76ers with LeBron now. You got the Knicks, Spurs, Pistons. You got the Cavs, Spurs again. You got the Nuggets. I mean, January is going to be that's why you need a little buffer at the beginning.
For sure.
There. And then, of course, everyone's going to be pumped for Naz Reid coming back. It's going to be interesting to see if LaMelo Ball, like there are reports that LaMelo is feeling much better and that he's expected to play much more this year, but are they going to pick and choose like some of these back-to-backs? I had a stat where I believe it was from Bull Rush on Twitter. I believe the Wolves play 13 back-to-backs, which is like 8th in the league. Are they going to? Do you think they sit LaMelo on back-to-backs, or do you think it's like a situational basis? And also Rudy, like what do they do here?
Well, I hope they sit Rudy some, but I mean, it all depends on what we do for our bigs. Like,
right.
I mean, I'm more apt to sit LaMelo, not because of injury, but just why not keep him healthy and fresh, because it's a long season and we have, kind of a pile of guards right now that could all get some time. I mean, give Bones a little bit of time. Would be great. So I'm fine with sitting him, resting him some, or even just playing him a little less each game. Part of me doesn't really, I don't know. Like, sometimes I think that rest is a little overrated. Like, how tired are you at the end of a basketball game that you like literally can't play another basketball game the next day? Like
AAU culture.
I mean, it just seems. It seems like. How hard did you work out there? Like, is it that impossible to recover in 12 hours, and like,
right.
18 hours, your body can't recover.
But there is the travel in there too. I mean, that takes a little bit of a toll. Like if you're going to a different game, yeah,
for sure. So I'm not like completely worried about that for health reasons. But might as well. I mean, just let other guys get some time. So
all right.
I'm fine with it.
Into February now. Portland, Sacramento, Heat, Jazz, Brooklyn, Celtics, Hornets, Spurs, Pacers, Celtics, Thunder, Suns, Nuggets. Oh, I'm into March here. It ends with the Celtics and obviously the big news from that is the KG jersey retirement on the 28th. That'll be a Peacock game. It says 6 p.m. jump, but I doubt. I think it's going to go into 6:30. 6:36, whatever. Like that's going to be a longer game, but I mean it has every reason to be because it's Kevin Garnett. It means a lot to me. It's going to be a fun night. Although I will say I saw this on Twitter. If he is going to be a team ambassador, I would like him to be at more games than just like his jersey retirement. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe he's out to maybe he's out fighting fires and doing the good work elsewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm thinking he's collecting a check and they're getting his name in the rafters for good PR, but we'll see.
Yeah. Any reaction to February's schedule? Obviously, the All-Star break in between there.
Yeah, I mean it's there's good and bad in there. I think that we should be able to be fine there.
Yeah. So let's see.
All-Star break is also trade deadline, so that'll be an interesting time of the year. Just to see if we're going to make a move for a big if we don't do it in the next month or so.
And also, I think it's much less important now. Like, for example, like Brooklyn in, let's say, I don't know, October versus Brooklyn in February, right? Like, I think there's a better chance that you're going to get you're going to get the same team either way because of how the tanking rules are structured now, where if you played Brooklyn in like the end of the year, like in March, you're not going to get their A team, right? Even if you can beat their A team, you're not going to get it.
Right.
But now with, you got to be in the out of the top, the bottom three, you got to kind of be mediocre now. I mean, stacking the end of your schedule with horrible teams doesn't matter as much anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Sorry, one thing.
No, you're good.
That has bailed us out before.
Oh, yeah.
That has remember not last year. Yeah, in the year before we had Brooklyn, and then we had the Jazz, who basically gave us the game.
Yep.
To get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be interesting to see how that affects some of these bum teams. Because some teams, like Memphis, for example, I mean, they might not have a chance to get out of the bottom three, even if they, play their best players. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out and how that affects some teams.
All right, finishing out March, I'll just go back to away teams: Thunder, Suns, Nuggets, Pelicans, Jazz, Hawks. Home teams: Pelicans, Hawks, which I'll for sure be at that game. My good friend is a Hawks fan. Shout out Eric. 76ers, so LeBron, maybe he'll play. Who knows?
Right.
You got the Wizards, which I think are going to be fun this year. I think the Wizards are going to be fun. Pistons, Mavs, Orlando Thunder. I mean, a lot of home games, but tough home games. Also, LeBron is going to be a big draw.
I mean, by that time of the year, we'll know if we're real or not.
Yeah.
And it's time to start sharpening up our blades. So, hopefully we're cooking at this time of the year. That's for sure.
And here's an interesting end to the season.
Mm-hmm.
So you at home against Golden State, you'd hope. Who knows? Who knows what Curry's going to be? Who knows what that team's going to look like? Could they jump ship at the trade deadline if it's going bad? Who knows?
It will be going bad.
Yeah, who knows with Jimmy aging there.
Mavericks are no good.
So you're on the road. Mavericks, Clippers, Lakers, Rockets at home. Interesting end of the season there. We get one game at home and then a ton on the road.
4 away games and then your final games at home. That's kind of interesting, yeah.
Now, will they mean anything? Last year it didn't. The year before that it did. We will see. So just a couple notes before we get into our next thing. This is from Charlie Walton. He he mentioned about the strange end of the season at Mavs, at Clippers, at Lakers, at Rockets. He says that stretch could have some huge seeding implications. It totally could. Also from Charlie Walton, some cool Wolves giveaways to mark your calendars. January 20th versus Houston, Anthony Edwards figurine, first 10K fans. February 18th versus the Spurs, LaMelo Ball bobblehead.
All right. I like that.
And then March 26th versus Orlando, Jaden McDaniels bobblehead.
Okay.
But catch them all.
Yeah.
Gotta collect them all. And then just a couple notes here. Alan Horton did tweet the Wolves have the 8th most, basically 3 games in 4 nights. The Pelicans Pelicans have the most, so good luck with that. They did nothing this offseason. And then this doesn't really matter too much for me, but the Wolves are 8th in miles traveled this season.
It's down. A lot of years were first.
It's up there, yeah.
We had a decade where we were first every year. So we'll see. I mean, it shouldn't matter that much.
Yeah, so that's the schedule. It's not probably as relevant as going through the NFL schedule where, each game means a lot. Good Lord, if we had a Twins podcast and we were to go over that schedule, what do you think this day game on Wednesday is going to be like?
Right. The tough thing about really looking at a lot of these is,
Yeah.
I mean, tell me the injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
We can look at that last stretch there, Lakers, Rockets, but I mean, who knows if Luka's sitting out those last couple games because he's got something nagging, and who knows if Durant's so those games could be real easy with a couple quote unquote injuries. So, I mean, we're a team that's strong enough that we should be able to compete with every single team on the schedule, and we'll have to see if we're mature enough to dominate the teams that we should dominate.
Right, and even I saw something where this team had an easy schedule or whatever. It's you're playing all the teams. Does it? And like I said, that you were saying, that easy schedule can change. We're hey, KD's playing tonight and he's not playing against you. It's so hard
completely different.
It's so hard to know. NFL, you can go hey, they're playing this trash division, but you're playing everybody. Yeah.
Speaking of a bad division, though, I think we have a pretty easy mid-season tournament division.
Oh, in season, yeah.
I think the only team, we've got the Jazz. I think we got the Pelicans, the Jazz. And then I think the only team that's tough is OKC. And you're going to have a tough team in there, but I feel like we can, make some noise in that.
Let me ask you this, because I ask you this every year.
Yeah.
Do you care about the in-season tournament? Or is it just another game?
I don't care about it. But, I mean, I'm not against – I don't want that to sound like I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do like it, and I think
it's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think it does keep some motivation. But for me as a fan, it's just another game for me to watch.
Me too. And I've said this the whole time. If the Wolves are going to lose a game, then I would rather them lose that game, not make it to, the playoffs of the in-season tournament, and then get 2 easy games.
For sure.
That's what I would much rather
100%.
have. By the way, our group, we're in West B, OKC, which, I mean, that's going to be
They're good.
That's going to be – If things go to plan, the game versus OKC is going to determine who makes it. And I know there's wild cards and stuff, but so OKC, Clippers, Pelicans, and Grizzlies.
Yeah, those are terrible teams.
Terrible team. Yeah, I think the Grizzlies play hard, and we'll get to that in just a second. Do you want to go over the other groups or no?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll pass it there. Anyway, let's get into kind of on with this. We're going to go with 3 teams that we under the radar teams. So not the Knicks, you just won the championship. 3 teams that we like and 3 teams that we didn't like. And I'll throw it to you. 3 teams that you liked what they did this season and that you're excited to watch.
I guess maybe not exactly what they did this offseason, but what I'm excited to watch is going to be the Blazers, the Jazz, and the Wizards.
Okay.
I might have stole the Wizards from you from listening to what you're saying, but
no.
I mean, health, of course, just like anything in the NBA or sports, is vital. So let's just pretend health is there. The Blazers try so hard. And I think teams that are still on the young side that haven't proven anything that try hard are scary. I mean, that's scary teams. And now you get Dame back. Whenever he comes back, he'll add something for sure. But their guard room is deep. Their bigs are good. I think they're going to surprise some people. Utah, I mean, of course, health, and if they trade guys mid-season, we'll see. But, I mean, on paper, they've got a really nice little starting lineup to go from a team that's absolutely trash to I think that they're going to be fighting for a play-in. And the Wizards are the same thing. If they're healthy, I mean, they're a top, I don't know, they might be a top 10 team in the NBA.
And if AD's motivated, if he just doesn't want to get out of there.
Well, I mean, at some point, if you play unmotivated, teams are going to stop caring for you. It's not like Anthony Davis has a resume that is so pristine that everybody in the NBA wants him. Like, he's a flawed player 100%. And not just his health, just his game itself is flawed. So, like, he's not this, golden goose everyone used to think he is. So he better play motivated because his career might be over if not.
Yeah, and unfortunately, two of those teams are in our division if we are talking schedule here. But so talking about you're talking Portland.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dame and Ja? What do you think from that?
Well, I think it's crazy. I mean, because don't forget Scoot Henderson.
Yeah.
Like, Scoot's going to need some time. You've got Sharp, who they're still developing. I mean, seems like he's been in the league for a while, but he was super young when he came in. I mean, these are guards / small forwards that are all going to need some time. So I don't know how it's going to look. I think it's going to be crazy. I don't know how. I mean, I feel like Ja, Dame, and Scoot all need 30 minutes a game, and there's just not that many minutes.
Right.
So I'm excited to see how they work it out. But
plus Denny.
Exactly.
Denny Avdia
Denny's going to be there. He's going to be controlling the ball a lot. Like, it's fun, man. I'm excited to see what they do. And then Micah Nori, like, this is a fun roster for him to really get in some mad scientist kind of workshop and figure out how to make it work. And if he can put these pieces together and, milk all the production out of each one of these guys, I mean, they could be pretty good.
They could. And the other thing, on Mike and Nori, I know it's like a 1+ contract.
Yeah.
I hope that was just like for stretching like financial reasons. I hope there's like a wink, like, hey, if it goes bad, like we're gonna give you another shot here. Like I don't know. I feel bad.
Or he can leave.
Or he can leave, or go somewhere else.
I think that was a great move for him. I think that team is up and coming, so they'll at least play solid and be like a playoff type thing. And if they're better than that, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people knocking at his door.
Plus, I mean, you were mentioning the Jazz. Now, I think Walker Kessler is going to be a good player, but I mean, they cut bait with a guy that, I mean, really has barely played for them at all. He's looked good when he played.
They didn't lose much.
Yeah,
exactly.
They didn't lose too much.
Although, if you would have kept him, I think that would have been awesome because that's a huge, fill for them as a rim protecting, rebounding big. But you got to make the money work.
Yeah, I do. I'm excited. They're going to be a big team. They're going to have they're going to have Markkanen, and they're going to have
Triple J.
Yeah, Triple J. Jackson Hayes is on that team. Mo Bamba's on that team.
Yeah.
So cue the music. Anyway, so let's get into my three under the radar. And if this one is cheating, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Just straight up. I'm going with the Pacers because now I know that the East is a lot better and there's going to be a lot of teams. Let's remember, the Pacers were right there.
Oh, yeah.
They were right there, had the OKC Thunder on the brink, Game 7 of the finals, and their best player blows out his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
And, they still almost beat him. And probably not almost beat him, but, they hung around. At least I just think they have a blueprint in there, the scrappy play, this like never say die attitude. Remember, they were the 6th seed when they went to the finals. Now, obviously, other teams have gotten better. Like the Knicks are more cohesive. Maybe the Knicks beat them. If this year's Knicks team, I think, beats that Pacers team. But at the same time, I mean, I like that Kelly Oubre Jr. I think that's a nice piece for them.
Solid.
And they got rid of Miles Turner, but they brought in Zubats.
Right.
So, I mean, that's almost better rim protection there. That's what people always talk about Miles Turner is rim protection. I like what the Pacers have. Number 2.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Pacers. Where would you rank them in like the top 10? Because that's what so some of these teams.
Top 10 teams?
Yeah.
Or in the East?
Are they in the top 10 teams? I've seen them ranked as the 5th team in the NBA in power rankings.
Really?
Like as of weeks ago.
I mean, I I'm a believer in Pascal Siakam. I'm not saying Pascal Siakam to lead a team, but I think he's a wonderful number 2 or a 3. Yeah, are they in my top 10? Probably just outside, probably at like 11 or 12.
So now that's the thing. When you're saying, like, when we're talking about overrated or underrated or bad or worse, it's kind of hard. Like, well, I don't know what people think about these teams. So, like, if the Pacers were sitting at 5, I might say, nah, I think they're going to be way worse than that.
Right.
But if you're sitting them at 10 or 11, be like, okay.
Yeah, I just think that here's what I'll say. I think people are forgetting about them.
Yeah,
I think people are forgetting about the Pacers, that they were right there. Like, they haven't lost anybody.
No,
they haven't lost. And Benedict, they lost.
They got better.
They lost.
Zubac is better than people think.
Yeah, they lost Benedict Mathurin and they lost Miles Turner. And Miles Turner has had a bad year in Milwaukee.
He's done.
He had a bad year in Milwaukee. Number 2, and I'm not saying this team is going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Even, but I think they're going to be better and they're going to be scrappier than people think. I got the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
I love how Cam Boozer looked in Summer League. He didn't look as flashy as some of these other guys, like, the Darren Peterson or the AJ Diabate.
Right.
But I think it's nice. I think him and Edey, if Edey can stay healthy, because they were awesome with Zach Edey on the court. Like,
he was a beast.
They were fantastic. Like, I think that's going to be tough to score. The problem with them, and I know I said they're going to be better than people think, but I think the problem is who's taking the last shot. Like, who they giving the ball in clutch time? Is it Coward? Is it Jalen Wells? Like, is he ready to do it? Honestly, could it be Jeremy Grant that's taking the last shots here? Ty Jerome. I like Ty Jerome. Can he stay healthy as well? And again, I'm not saying like they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they could maybe sneak into the play-in. I like Isaiah Stewart there. Bring back the grit and grind. I don't think they can completely play grit and grind like it is, like 2010. But at the same time, I kind of like that move. Honestly, they got him for really
especially
nothing.
with Boozer there, like a guy that's gonna have to use his physicality because he's not. I mean, I know his numbers are pretty good in the combine, but you're gonna need a little of that a-hole to rub off on Boozer because you need some of that toughness. So that's a great pickup.
And number 3. And again, play-in hopeful, I would call this team. I'll go Dallas. I kind of like Dallas, what they're doing. Clean slate.
Yeah.
The Luka thing is in the past, which that was a bad move, but obviously not great. Yeah, a lot of this is on Cooper Flag. Is he going to take the jump just like Wemby did in year 2? He's got to get better at shooting. I'm just excited to see what Kyrie can do with, vice versa, what Flag can do with a healthy Kyrie.
Right.
I think that can be kind of fun. I don't like all the pieces around them, but there are still some residue from that finals team. Like Lively's still there. PJ Washington is still there. Gafford right now is still there.
Right.
I believe. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to be great, but I think they're going to be a solid team. And then I'll throw in one honorable mention because I don't know if this counts. I think people are high on them. I think Atlanta, man, I think they got a ton of great defenders. Like, how we said, or that Jaden said that Denver's all bad defenders? I think they got a ton. They got Nikhil.
Oh yeah.
They got Dyson Daniels. They brought in Lou Dort, which
Okongwu.
Okongwu. I know people don't like Lou Dort around here, but he's a good defender. He's a good player.
Yeah.
So I'm high on Atlanta. Let's go into, or actually, you want to comment on any of them?
Well, I will when we get to the bad. I think we got some crossovers.
All right, sounds good. Let's get to your bad. 3 bad teams that you don't like that aren't necessarily people don't think like are going to be horrible.
So here's the teams I think. I think the 76ers, I think people need to calm down on that. I think I see them as below a 6 seed in the East.
Wow.
Maybe below a 5 seed, and people are, crowning them already. So
comment if you disagree. We'd love to hear your disagreements. Go for it.
Make sure it's intelligent because I'll tear you apart. No, I'm kidding. They don't have any big men at all. I mean, their second best big man is LeBron James, and he's, my age. They've got Embiid, but like, are you tying your franchise's hopes to a guy that can't play like 30 games a year? So like, I mean, sure, if health is perfect, maybe, and then other than that, Embiid wants 25 shots a game. LeBron wants the ball all the time. Brown wants the ball all the time, and the guy who probably should have the ball all the time is Maxey, and he's the one who's going to have to take a back seat. Probably the best player out of all those guys right now. So, like, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think the roster building is going to work. And again, they have no big man. Like, their backup big man is, some unproven guys that
Dominic Barlow, Adem Bona.
Exactly. Good luck with that.
Dean Wade's big, but I don't know if you can.
No, he's like a shooter only. Like, he's no offense to the white guy, but like ain't nobody's afraid of him. So, that's one of my teams. The Heat. I mean, I know I'm calling out all these big names in the East, but it's the same thing. Like, the Heat are a terribly put together team. They've got two non-shooters at bigs that both are kind of need the ball in their hands to be effective offensively. Their shooting on paper is okay with Wiggins and who's their point guard?
Mitchell.
Davion. Like, both those guys shot quote unquote 40% from three, but on super low or on fairly low attempts. I know they picked up Hardaway. He can shoot a little bit. And I know they got Portis. He can shoot. He shot like 40-some% last year. But, like, those aren't really shooters. Like, there's guys that shoot 40%, and then there's shooters. Like Jaden McDaniels last year. He shot 40%. He's not a three-point shooter. Like, he went out of his way to dodge corner three-pointers all season. So, like, he's not a shooter. So, like, those other guys, they don't really ring the bell as shooters to me. But more importantly, like, who are their play creators? Like, your best two play creators are a power forward and a center. Like, I just don't see that team working. And then you're going to hate this one, the Pacers.
Okay. All right, let's talk.
So I think the Pacers have a little bit of what the Knicks had last year, where they caught lightning in a bottle 2 years ago. That's and fair. Everything worked right, and all their role players were hitting their shots, and everybody was getting chased down blocks. And that hustle is fun, and it's magical. I just don't know if it's something that you can rely on consistently year after year after year. I think they had a magic, nobody likes us, everybody thinks we're nobody, the fun of Halliburton. I think that kind of happened and pushed them on this magical run where they really were a 6th seed. Like, that's probably what they were. And now you've got a team that's got a guy that had borderline athleticism in Halliburton as your leader. And then he tears his knee up, or was Achilles, right? That's not going to help athleticism, not to mention the fact he looks a little thicker. So I'm not 100% sure Halliburton, you can just transpose his numbers from his great years over into this year. Like, it could be something completely different. And if he takes even a 10% step back, that team takes a 40% step back because he runs the whole show. And I'm a huge Halliburton guy. Like, I was huge on him in the draft. I've been a big fan of him forever. I just have to see it to believe it.
I understand. I get where you're coming from for sure. And
then their shooting is not really there either. And then an honorable mention is the Warriors. I could see them not making the playoffs.
I don't think they're going to.
Well, then if anyone thinks they are, I'm against you. If most people think they're out of the playoffs, then take them off my list, and they're not going to be worse than expected. They're going to be what is expected.
You know, what's interesting about the Pacers is I'm looking at their roster, and I kind of put it when I put together the teams that I thought could do really well under the radar. I kind of believe the hype of Halliburton, but I'm looking at this roster, and
there's a lot of guys.
I don't know if they can compete at the East. And your point that they barely snuck into the playoffs when they got in anyway, I'm kind of leaning that way.
I mean, if you got their team and trading cards, like, there's about 2 that you would keep, and the rest are, in the whatever, what's the just normal price range when it's just a common. They're common players. Like,
I'm keeping Johnny Furphy's.
Well, that just hope for the future.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, and it almost makes me want to put my honorable mention of Atlanta at the Pacers spot. But yeah, no, I think I think you had some really good points there. Let's go on to mine. Teams that I don't like. I don't know, man. The Rockets.
Yeah.
They still, and I like Şengün. I think I'm one of the only people that do.
I like him.
And I know they got Fred VanVleet coming back, and that's some of their point guard issues, but I just feel like they didn't do enough.
I think that's a great pick. I think Fred VanVleet, again, people hear these names that they remember as good players, and they think that everybody's LeBron James, and he's going to be at that level for 18 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how it works. Fred VanVleet was taking big steps back when he was even healthy the last couple years in his ability. So now, again, coming back older and coming off injury, I don't think he's going to have much left.
But speaking of older, KD's going to get older. Who knows how much he has left? They still don't have a guy. I mean, I like Thompson and some of their other pieces. I just felt like it was such a mess last year, and I don't think they did enough to clean it up.
I agree.
So my next one, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. You can hate me. And by the way, I've already gave them credit earlier on this podcast for their for putting all their games on. I'm going with the Hornets. Like I said, I wish Naz Reid all of the best. I really do, but I don't think they should have pulled the plug on LaMelo this early. No. I don't think it's such a hard sell for your fan base to go, hey, you just had the best lineup for like 3 or 4 months, and these guys were great. Now, getting rid of Miles Bridges, sure.
Yeah.
Just bad juju there in general. But I just pulling the plug on it with a young Con Knipple. I get you're giving the reins to Brandon Miller. I get it. I get you're bringing in Naz Reid, but I'm happy that they did it. But I just don't think that you can pull apart the team after they had one bad night against the Heat,
right?
Where they basically ran out of gas, and not say we got to see what's in this. I don't know. I just
fully agree.
I don't get it, and I wish I like a lot of the Hornets play. Like they were your favorite team for a while.
I love them.
Last year.
They're fun guys. I mean, but they're young, and like you said, I mean, they just got Dennis Schroeder today.
Another team
for Trey Mann.
He's the new Ish Smith,
right? The problem is they're just not good. They're going to be bottom 3 team. I'm sure of it.
I don't know bottom 3. I think they'll.
Oh, also Memphis. I think is absolutely trash.
Okay.
I think they're going to be bottom 3. I think Memphis and Hornets are going to be bottom 3.
I think they win 30 games.
I don't know.
I think Memphis wins 30 games.
Is that bottom 3?
No.
Then they can't be.
I don't think so. The other one, I just don't like it at all is the Clippers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically just waiting to be punished by the league.
Yeah.
And they may have Kawhi back, and that's not how you want to start the post Paul George and Kawhi Leonard era is to just wait to be punished and then go ahead with Darius Garland, Mathurin, and Bradley Beal, I guess. I don't like it in the Clippers, and we've had this high of the Clippers for so long, even going back to the era of, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul kind of took him out of the doldrums as well. I hope we're not going back into an era where the Clippers are horrible again, where they're just the laughing stock of the league. Now, obviously, a lot of that was David Sterling, and screw that guy, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Donald Sterling, sorry. He doesn't even, he's not even a good enough person for me to say his name right. He doesn't even need to be said on here. But, I mean, starting on the NBA naughty list on your post-Kawhi era is not the way to go. And I like some of their, that Nieder, that their big guy, Niederhausen or whatever.
Yeah.
I like some of their players, but I just don't see it in the West, man.
No, I agree.
I just hope they don't go back to where they were in the early 2000s. Because it was bad, guys. I know a lot of people are young listening to this.
No, they were terrible.
They were the laughing stock of the league for 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years at least, 40 years.
I mean, looking at their roster right now, their only real upside is after this year, it looks like they're going to have about $100 million in cap space.
Yeah.
Everybody is just sort of clearing out after this year. So I'm guessing they're going to kind of do a complete rebuild there. And that's if they keep Kawhi. I don't know what's happening with that trade. I'm guessing
who knows?
They
could lose draft picks.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They could lose draft picks.
They better. If they don't, then it's a sham. But it is what it is. Yeah, they're going to be terrible. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't see it, man. Bradley Beal, You know what's funny? You go on the Clippers website, Kawhi is still on their roster because he is.
He's still their highest paid player.
I mean, like, you're talking about the roster. Who moves the need? I guess Keaton Wagler could be.
No, he was. I mean, maybe, but he's not a plug right in and play type guy. He's a very low level athlete that I think is going to take a little bit of time to get working. I like Garland, but he's a little guy.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, you've got like
Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got the ghost of Brooke Lopez.
Ty Washington reject. Johnny Broomy.
I mean,
reject. Jordan Miller. Isaiah Jackson. Cam Christie. Jalen Pickett.
It's not
Rui, I guess.
I didn't mind Rui.
Rui's a good player.
He's fine.
He's fine, yeah. Nicholas Batum at 100 years old.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Dunn will play some defense. I mean, you're okay, but
Baba Miller.
You're talking about the West.
Yeah.
And, they're going to get slaughtered.
And honestly, the best player on here is Kawhi, and he's probably out the door, or at least not playing. Is there a way he goes back and just plays?
I mean, the only way is if Ballmer has the NBA by the stones because he knows that a lot of other NBA teams are pulling these shady under-the-table stuff.
Yeah.
And he probably has receipts, and if the NBA punishes him, he's going to post those receipts.
Oh.
That's the only way I can see something getting through, and he's rich as hell. And guys in this country, if you're rich, a lot of times you don't get punished. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've heard. So we'll see, but if they get punished how they should accordingly, they're going to be in big trouble.
Here's the thing, and by the way, my honorable mention, because I threw in one honorable mention, which I didn't really think it was relevant because I think everyone thinks they're going to suck, the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks are going to suck. But honestly, I'm going through this.
I don't hate the Bucks roster. But I like players that maybe others don't.
Because, there's like Oshkosh connections with Tyler Hero and stuff like that.
I think they got great guard play. I think they've got three really...
I like Ryan Rollins.
And I like Porter. I think he's a stud. So those three guards I think are going to be trouble. They just don't have much outside of that.
So let's remember, if the Kawhi trade goes through, who will they...
Brandon Ingram.
Oh, yeah, Brandon. I just don't like that either.
And I think they get... they get somebody else.
Grady
decent.
Dick.
Okay.
Grady Dick, congratulations.
Who kind of has had a down year.
I mean, he needs a new environment.
He does.
He needs something new. I was high on him for a while. I was high on Dick for a while.
There you go.
But man, honestly, the way this roster is constructed now, and I haven't gone through all of them yet. I'm looking at the Clippers. This may be my least favorite roster in the NBA. I hate this.
It's really bad.
This is bad.
Well, and it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like some bad teams, like we were talking about the Hornets.
Yeah.
They're bad, but they've got a couple rookies that are going in the right direction, and like let them get some run and figure it out. But when you have teams that are, let's say Golden State, for example, that team's not very good in my opinion, and they're only getting worse.
Right.
So that's not what you want as a fan.
The one player I do actually kind of like, I've watched him a little bit, Yannick Niederhauser.
Yeah.
He's a center. He's from Switzerland.
There you go.
I kind of like him. Derek Jones Jr. is okay, but there's no one unless Keaton Wagler takes a huge jump, like is unbelievable. Which I don't know. He's older. No, he's not older. He's not the older one. But yeah. Anyway, so those are the teams. Let us know in the comments below what you think of what you think are your least favorite teams to watch next year. Like, who do you hate going in, and who do you love going in?
Surprise team you got.
To end the show just a little bit, I made that video about the worst draft picks in Wolves history, which, by the way, you can check it out on this channel. The link is in the description. It was kind of like a more produced video, kind of like a little something different.
Thought you did a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So what I want to know, what did you think of it? Not the video, but like my picks. I guess I don't want to give all of them away, but go ahead.
Yeah, a couple of things that I really liked about it that a lot of times people don't get when these sort of lists are made is a little bit of backstory and like maybe why some of those were done. You did like you were talking earlier about Paul Grant, a guy that I hated when they drafted him. I was young enough to pay attention.
Full disclosure, I didn't know who he was until about 2 weeks ago when I started writing for the list,
which is not good for a first round pick.
No.
What what I liked about it is you mentioned, we didn't have any centers. Like this was an issue. Like, so like you have to, so that you understand a GM's idea at some point filling that spot.
Right.
My issue, and I see things a lot of like, when I look at GM stuff, like I don't really enjoy looking back at it with 2020 vision. I try to look at it like from the moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, you know, you even said right from the beginning, we're looking back on this with 2020 vision.
Right.
Whereas, so like, I'll just get right to it. So the Flynn draft, the thing about that Flynn whole draft is, we had no point guards at the time. Literally not one point guard on the roster going into that draft, 0. And we were terrible. So we were a terrible team that was young and has no point guards. We draft Ricky Rubio, full knowledge that he's not going to be here this year or next year.
Sure.
So now you're going into the year after your first draft pick with still no point guard. Mm-hmm. Like not a guy to even play on the roster. So you need a guy, you need 48 minutes of point guard help. And your first draft pick isn't going to be there for a couple of years.
Right.
Supposedly, the rumor was that I've heard a few times was that there was a trade in place. Khan had a trade in place with Sacramento that was Johnny Flynn and James Johnson were going to be traded to Sacramento for Tyreke Evans, who ended up being, remind you, the rookie of the year, was like a big 6'5", 6'6" kind of swingman, point guard, shooting guard type guy. Would have probably looked really nice next to Rubio with talent, like just a diverse talent between those two. But James Johnson went, I think, 1 pick or 2 picks before we had our pick in the middle of the first. So then that trade was killed. Mm-hmm. So if that's accurate, it completely changes the whole thing. But let's say it's not accurate. Let's say we really wanted Flynn. Flynn was an older point guard. He had just brought his team through the NCAA tournament in like historic fashion. Tough guy. I mean, he was a very solid player. And out of all the draft picks that the point guards that were there at the time, it was, Curry, who reminds you, famously said, he does not want to try out for the Timberwolves. He won't come and do a workout for us.
Right.
We're the only team that he completely didn't want to play for and was very vocal about that. So, I kind of get not drafting him. Also, at the time, he was said to be super small, wasn't going to be strong enough to defend at the level. They didn't think that he was a good enough player to even really be a full-time point guard. Like it was really a crapshoot on him. So let's not pretend like he was a golden boy right from the beginning. There was a lot of questions on him. And then the other guy would have been Brandon Jennings, who I was huge on, but he only played overseas. He had some flash. So like and he was young. So we were bringing in a guy to like start and play. So like, I understand Flynn's idea in that category. Like he was the most NBA ready point guard at the time. Who knows what would have happened, but that's the way I look at some of those drafts is like, sure, if you look at it as a Hall of Famer Curry and probably maybe a Hall of Famer DeRozan there.
Right.
Yeah, we made a mess. But like in 2014, like is that everybody's team's worst draft pick because they didn't draft Jokic? Because he's going to be, maybe one of the top 4 NBA players of all time. Mm-hmm. And he went 41st. So like, right. Is that the other 30 teams' worst draft ever because they passed on him no matter who they drafted? Mm-hmm. So like, I have a hard time with that. But at the time, I didn't hate it. I was not a big Johnny Flynn fan. I was surprised by that pick. But I don't think it was like horrendous.
Okay. I understand that. Now, like I said, it is easy for me to make a video and obviously you got to put him in the thumbnail because that image is famous, right?
Oh yeah.
Is Rubio, Flynn and Curry. So I mean, I had to put it at 1 because I think.
But you even said 2020. We're doing this with 2020 vision. So with that in mind, for sure, you're right.
Also,
like, no doubt.
yeah, and for the video at least, like I didn't have an opinion on who the Wolves are going to draft in 2009.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I
was sitting at BW3s with my buddies watching the draft.
Yeah,
drinking beers. That's my age gap.
Yeah. So yeah, no. Did you any else of them? Like, did you agree with most of them?
One that, so let me try to think of.
So
Dunn, I think, is number one in my opinion.
Dunn's one, okay.
Because
of the Murray thing?
Yeah, because and he wasn't. You're drafting a guy to be a star at that sort of level, up in the top, 5-ish. Those are guys that are supposed to change your franchise, and he did turn into being like a solid role player in the NBA. But like, that's not what you're shooting for. So yeah, when literally the coach says, "Hey, draft this guy," like Calipari goes, "This is a perfect guy for you, Murray." Cat was there. Cat said he knew Murray because he helped him recruit there. Like, was the perfect fit for what we had next to Rubio. Was what we need is another guard that has more offense, but can still be a playmaker. So like that fumble to me is historic. Like that could have changed the entire outcome of the Timberwolves. We were on the verge of, Murray, Levine, Wiggins, Marketing, Karl Anthony Towns. Like that's an insane young combo. All those players would have been like under 23. Would have been crazy. How we would have paid for them, I don't know, but like would have by far been the most talented young team in the NBA. And we kicked it all out the door within 12 months. So that was tough for me. That was probably the worst. There's some of them like Derek Williams you mentioned, Wes Johnson. Funny enough, I was a huge Paul George fan for the Wes Johnson draft, and I bet you if we drafted 2 picks later, we would have probably drafted Paul George because we needed a small forward, and the whole world thought Wesley Johnson was a better small forward, so that's who everyone would have picked first, but the next one was Paul George. That's the thing about this draft. Like, things fall a certain way. We were supposed to have the number 1 pick and get Kyrie, but nope, we got the 2nd pick, and like you said in the video, Williams was a number 2 pick on every board.
Yeah.
Every team would have taken him 2nd.
Yeah.
I hated him.
Yeah.
I remember on chat board saying this guy, he doesn't have more than 2 dribbles. Like every single bucket he's made is like a 1 dribble or a standstill shot. Like he wasn't explosive.
Plus, like I mentioned on the video, he wanted to play small forward.
Yeah.
He wanted to play small forward, but they made him play power forward, and that didn't work out just because he couldn't guard anybody, and he couldn't bang in the post, which he still needed to do back then.
He didn't have small forward skills, and he didn't have power forward size, so not a great spot. So, I mean, I think you nailed most of them. I mean, it's definitely the guys that are there. Where they're, what order it is opinion here or there a little bit, but I think you got most of it right for sure.
And that's the thing. That's why, just for views, that's why I put top 5, and that's why I ranked them. Honestly, they could go in any order that you want. You can add in whoever that you want. I thought about Danielle Marshall. I
wasn't a big Corey Brewer fan when we drafted him. Sure. I thought that he didn't have much upside. Like there's a lot of guys like that. And to be Dillingham, I don't even think he should be on the list anywhere. Okay. I think that trading a future first that's probably going to be a 25th pick for a guy that gets us Ayo Dosunmu is genius. I thought that was an amazing draft pick. I think taking a team that has no flexibility financially and using a 2031 first and now getting a $10 million young asset that you can move or play, I think was genius. So maybe the actual player may or may not end up being something, but I think having that asset as a trade chip, which we didn't have, I think is huge. And now it got us maybe our 6th man of the year type guy on, what will be a championship team this year.
Absolutely. And by the way, you can check out the video. I'll put it up right here or the link in the description. As well, yeah, it was fun to make. Really, the reason that I made it was originally like an article. Like I'm thinking of doing like a little bit of writing. By the way, let me know in the comments if you would like more, almost like kind of like in-depth writing, kind of like what Charlie Walton does. Not to the level, because Charlie's amazing, and Andrew Dukowitz. But let me know in the comments what you think there. I think we'll put a wrap on it there. Chris, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, always a good time.
Absolutely. And this is the Running with the Timberwolves podcast on the Believe Sports Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple. And as always, go Wolves.